Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lighthouse. My name is Rose Mary Lucenti. Rose is for love, and Lucenti is light. So, love and light, my dear ones. I thought that maybe I would take some time out for you guys to get to know me a little bit and put a face and personality behind the information that I have been giving you. I want you to understand that I come from a place of abuse, poverty, depression, and illness at different times in my life. I have worked hard to put that all behind me. I understand why I went through what I did now, as it made me who I am today. I want to go back to my childhood for a moment. I remember seeing all kinds of spirits in my room at night. I was always frightened and would hide under my covers. I remember leaving my body and hovering over my parents' bed as they slept, and then floated out the window from a second-story house. I also had premonition dreams. They always came true. I remember having this particular dream 3 times. I was about 8 years old. I was walking through a house and it was on fire. I saw children trying to get out and walking around, and firemen. I was walking through the house and there were flames all around me. I was moving in slow motion, watching all of this, but could do nothing to help anyone. The fire was around me, but it was not harming me. After the 3rd time I had this dream, there was a fire down the street from me. 4 children died in that fire, and I'm pretty sure some of them were my childhood friends that I played with. It was quite the tragedy in the neighborhood. The remains of the house were removed, and over 50 years later, this lot remains empty. At a young age, I remember talking to my childhood imaginary friend named Judy. Much later in life, I realized that she was one of my spirit guides and is still with me today. When I was about 17, I dreamt about a clock showing 7 o'clock, a baseball floating in the air, a funeral home, a hearse, and seeing my uncle in a coffin. I sat up screaming with real tears coming down my face. I awoke with my mother asking me what was wrong. Why are you screaming and crying? The very next week, I was standing at a subway counter and I heard an ambulance. Shortly after, all I remember is being told that my uncle was brought to hospital. When I got to the hospital, they told me to go to my uncle's house. Now, when I got there, I was met by my family, who told me that my uncle had died. He had died sliding into second base while playing baseball. I was numb and in shock. At the funeral home, I noticed a big clock on the wall and the time, 7 o'clock. I saw all the details as per my dream. I remember going to the priest after the funeral to ask him, why did this happen? Why did this happen to my uncle who was only 29 years old and had a family? It just wasn't fair. And then I asked him about my dreams. He had no answers for me. I was then determined that I would find the answers, and I would look for them for years. I was always interested in the supernatural and started to study astrology when I was young. But I was told by many that my abilities were evil and I should not have anything to do with this. So I decided to block this part of my life for many years because I did not want to displease God. When I was 29 years old, I moved to Southern Ontario to get away from a very abusive husband. and to protect my children. I was expecting at the time and had a 4-year-old son. After my daughter was born, I took a job as an intern at a holistic health center. I ran into someone who did energy work. I saw it one time, and somehow I knew what to do and started teaching others and brought that work to the clinic. I helped several people while I was there with this energy work. I was later told by others, by other readers and psychics, that I was bringing forth abilities from past lives, from a life when I was a shaman or medicine woman for my tribe, for the Crow Nation down by the Mississippi. I was also told that I was a healer and psychic for a pharaoh in Egypt. And then I was also told that I was a follower of Christ when he was on earth. And then when he left the earth, he left his abilities to his followers. And he told them to go and heal others and help others. I also have memories of being burnt at the stake in some lives because of my abilities. While I was working at the clinic, a friend of mine was killed in a car accident. She had her 3 children in the van with her. All 3 survived, but the oldest was flown to Sick Children's Hospital in Toronto. He was in a coma. Her husband took me to the hospital where I did energy work on him. The nurses were interested in what I was doing. All I know is the boy came out of the coma the very next day. After I left the clinic, I decided to get my master's in herbology. Years went by though, and as a single mother of 2 children, I focused on them. I suffered from fatigue and depression from the abuse too that I had all my life. I was also later told that it looked like I had Lyme disease by 2 different doctors, but they both said they could not treat me in Canada or they would lose their license. This made no sense to me. Some of the information as to why this happened will be coming out in the future, and we will understand why a lot of these things have been done to us. After my children left home, I decided that I wanted to further my education some more and decided to get my degree as a registered nutritional consultant. My depression and health held me back from doing a lot, and I got jobs in offices as an assistant instead of doing what my heart desired, to have my own practice where I could help others. I did not feel I could help others until I was better myself. Over the years, though, I always continued my healing and advanced it to where I was able to do a lot of remote healing on others. I mostly kept this to myself as I felt others could not understand what I do. I got involved in a controlling religion for many years where I thought I could find some answers and solace. Instead, I found I was being made to feel very worthless, and my depression and health got worse. Although there were many things I did learn during this time. It was not until my 50s that I felt I had nothing left to live for and kept praying to find out why I was here and for help with my depression and path in life. I left the religion, which was very difficult due to the fact that they made us believe that they were the only ones that had the truth and God would destroy us if we left. I was guided to look into spirituality again. I picked up a pack of tarot cards and I started to explore the depth of my abilities. I was able to see visions. I received messages from my guides and met them, and I was able to heal myself physically, and my depression lifted from a past life trauma that my guides helped me to release. I knew then this was my path. And by repressing it and not living my life purpose, I was suffering. I decided not to listen to what others said or how they felt or what they thought of me anymore. I felt connected to God more than I ever had in my life. And now my prayers were being answered. I met my twin flame, who supports me no matter what I do or how weird he thinks I am, and was able to find peace and happiness that I had been praying for and looking for all my life. The more research, meditation, and shadow work I did, the higher my frequency got and the stronger my healing abilities became. This has prepared me to get ready for my next step in life. I know now that everything I went through would help me to understand how to heal others and have empathy for them. In the beginning of 2020, I kept hearing, "It is time," from my guides. I was not sure what they meant. I knew then that I was to leave my job, and then the world changed as we knew it. And I knew I would be needed to fulfill my purpose for this great awakening that we're all living in. This is my spiritual journey, dear ones, and my awakening in a nutshell. With all the changes in the world, I am now at this point where I can teach, guide, and help others heal from the same issues I went through. So I want to tell you a little bit about the things I do for anyone who is looking for these services. And I will be able to do them through Zoom. And also for those who are able to come to my home. Some of my services include complete assessments of nutritional needs and suggesting supplements to balance those needs. Doing a complete energy function test on all organs, systems, and glands of the body. I use intuition, muscle testing, and a resonance machine that scans the whole body. Shadow work, helping in removing trauma and belief systems from past lives, this life, and ancestors. This shadow work will help you with your awakening and ascension. Removal of attachments, entities, retrieving lost soul parts. Energy therapy sessions that include Reiki, aura clearing, and chakra balancing. Frequency healing done with energy work, intuition, and a life machine. Past life regressions. Tarot readings, messages from spirit. Neutralizing poisons and pathogens from the so-called cure. If you are wanting services, please contact me through my Facebook page, The Lighthouse Body, Soul, and Spirit. The links will be below. And when I have my webpage up and running, I will also link it below. So all these things are used to help people no matter what their needs are, and everyone's needs are different. So that's a little bit about myself, dear ones, and I will see you soon. Again, thank you for coming to the Lighthouse in love and light. Take care.